Okay, this is part 2 of the lesson. Remember, the new things we're learning today are that someone is the word quelqu'un, something is the word quelque chose, which is at the top of the page that you should still be on in your book on page 124. On this note card that we're making, this is a little bit of a review of negative sentences, and then we're adding some new things today. So, a negative sentence in French, ne plus verb plus pas, or ne plus verb plus jamais, which means never. In the past tense, ne plus avoir auxiliary or the être auxiliary, which we'll learn later, plus pas or jamais and past participle. Let's go ahead and add être in parentheses here to show that you can have either one of the auxiliaries. It's basically ne and pas or jamais. Surround the auxiliary, and then you have the past participle left out in the cold. Okay, the next thing I'm going to teach y'all is the opposite of something in French, which is nothing. It's the word rien, R-I-E-N. When I say you're welcome...
Just a quick reminder to everyone, during break you have a mandatory meeting in Mrs. Lauren Mann's room for the New York trip. Thank you.
When I say thank you to someone and the person says you're welcome, in French they're really saying of nothing, de rien. It's nothing, don't worry about it, okay? So the next negative sentence or formula I want to show you is if you want to say nothing in French, unfortunately the word nothing also replaces the pas. They view nothing as a negative word, okay? So we have ne plus verb plus nothing, which is rien. Okay, so far a few options we have. Instead of pas in French, we have pas, jamais, or the new one for today, rien. You can put what it means here, nothing. Now, in English, we would not say, I do not see nothing. We would say, I see nothing, or we might say, I do not see anything. Okay, so we're going to add that meaning here as well. Let me give you an example in French, and this might make more sense. How about if I say, I do not see anything, or I see nothing? So again, the word nothing in French signals to them that they need a negative sentence, which is different from the English, right? So je ne, there's that formula, vois, remember that verb, to see, je ne vois rien. That's how you say in French, I do not see anything, or I see nothing, okay? All right, now if you're going to put it in the past tense, we're going to slide to the right, and the formula here is ne plus verb, let me put auxiliary, okay, either être or avoir, right, plus rien, plus past participle. So it still follows the same order, okay? We still have, just like in a negative sentence, if you use pas or jamais, this is past tense, so you have to have ne, auxiliary, your other negative word, and then your past participle. Same formula for rien, okay? So for example, if I wanted to say, instead of saying I do not see anything, now what if I want to say it in the past? I did not see anything, or I saw nothing, okay? We're going to have our subject, je. We're going to bring down our ne here, but I'm going to go ahead and put an apostrophe because of the auxiliary, which is going to begin with a vowel. Je n'ai rien, and you may or may not remember the past participle of voir is vu. That means I did not see anything, or I saw nothing. Okay? All right, one more here we're going to add. The last formula I'm going to show you, let me make sure I get this right the first time since this is being videoed. Okay, if you use the word nobody, which I'm now going to teach you as well, another negative word in French, they view that as negative, nobody or no one, it is the word personne, personne, okay? So we could do ne plus verb again, plus personne, which can be translated as no one, nobody, or we can also say anyone, anybody. And I'm sorry I'm taking up so much space. Y'all could maybe put that on the same line or this on the same line with an arrow, however you want to do that on your card. Okay, let me show you how it works in French. If I want to say, I don't see anyone, in French, That's one of these. That's going to be this word right here. So to them, that is a negative word. It replaces the pas, okay? So we're going to say ne. We're going to say, je ne vois personne. And the way that translates into English is, I do not see anyone, or I see no one, or I do not see anybody. I don't see someone. I see no one. Okay, you get the picture, hopefully. Okay, so one confusing thing is that this one word in French can be defined several different ways in English. Okay, but the important thing to remember is if you use this word in a sentence, it replaces the pas, and you have to make your entire sentence negative, including the ne here. Okay? Now, if you're going to use personne in the past tense, this is the most difficult part of our lesson, so pay close attention. The formula here is going to be ne plus your auxiliary again. But this time, you're going to put the past participle first, then your word personne. Okay? So what I want y'all to do is underline this twice to show that that is unusual. Okay? Maybe you could either even put a star beside it. For some reason, I don't know why, somewhere along the line, some French person decided if you use the word nobody, it changes rules in the past tense. It doesn't follow the same formula. I don't know, it's very strange. Okay? So, even though here, to say I didn't see anything, you would say je n'ai rien vu, same formula. If you want to say I didn't see anybody or I saw nobody, one of these words here, then you have to say it like this. Je n'ai, we got the ne here, the auxiliary here, vu, sorry about that, personne. Okay, so that's very odd. And you can even underline this here again in the example, put a star there. The main thing to remember from this lesson today is that personne, if used in the past tense, does create the need for a negative sentence and does not follow the rule of leaving the past participle out in the cold. Okay? The last thing I want y'all to do is please circle any time on your note card where you wrote personne, and then also circle any time on your note card where you wrote rien. This is going to be useful for later when you come back to class. I am going to be pointing out that you can use these words alone. Like, did you see anything? Or who did you see? Nobody. Personne. That can be done in French, just like in English. You can just say nobody. Okay? You don't necessarily have to formulate a complete sentence. Now, this word right here cannot be used alone. Actually, please also circle jamais. That can be used alone too. All right, the last thing I want to do on this lesson is I want to help you get started on your homework. So if you will, go ahead and look in your workbooks on page 64, C4, and while you get there, I'm going to get mine too. Okay, on workbook page 64, C4, the instructions say, Armelle is in bed with the flu. She cannot see anyone or do anything. When Pierre calls, she answers all his questions negatively. Write her replies using the present tense in numbers 1 through 3 and the past tense in numbers 4 through 6, passé composé. Okay? Be sure to use the appropriate negative expressions. Okay, so on number 1, it's asking, tu fais quelque chose? Please keep your textbooks open because we haven't written this down. Hopefully you remember that the word quelque chose means something, but if not, all you got to do is look on textbook page 124, okay? In number 1, they're asking, you do something? Are you doing something? Tu fais quelque chose? Okay, so they want you to answer in the present tense, and I think they said answer negatively every time. Yes, so she's going to answer, nope. I'm not doing anything. Okay, so I'm erasing this, but you have access to it on your card. You should still have your card out, and you should still have your textbook open to page 124. Okay, so how do we respond in French? You don't have to say no, but I am not doing anything, or I do nothing. I just lost my black marker. Okay, on number 1, we're going to look at our card on the present tense side, and we're going to find the word nothing. And look at the formula, not the example sentence if we have one. So I, of course, is je. Okay, the formula, we're going to have ne. We're going to have a verb here. And then we're going to have our word nothing, right? What is our verb? To do or to make. Make sure you conjugate it like je. And there's your answer for number 1. Hopefully y'all can try to figure out numbers 2 and 3. I know it's going to be kind of difficult. There is a typo on number 3. They put 2 A's on the end of the word TV. But on number 2, if you want to pencil in, they want you to answer, let's see, they're asking, are you waiting on someone? And they want you to say, no, I am waiting on no one. Remember, present tense, so you don't have to worry about weird rules on numbers 2 and 3. Just follow the formula on your card for the present tense with the word no one or nobody. Okay? Number 3, we are back to using rien. All right, number 4, and I'm having to hurry a little bit because the break bell is going to ring soon. Number 4 asks, did you eat something? So they want you to say, I didn't eat anything. So this time it's past tense. So look on your card, look under your past tense formulas, and find where it says you need your subject. So we're answering, we're going to say je, okay? Then we're going to have either N-E or N apostrophe. It's going to be N apostrophe because we've got our auxiliary next, right? And the verb is to eat, so manger. So if you conjugate manger with je, X that out. You've got to have your auxiliary first because we're saying I did not eat, okay? And then we're going to use the word nothing or anything. Look on your card. You will find that it should be rien. And then your past participle for the verb to eat, manger. That's all I have time to help with for today. Feel free to text me on Remind if you have more questions. I know 5 and 6 are difficult. I'm not going to grade you on accuracy for when you bring this hopefully to class tomorrow. Please still do it and we can go over it together. Have a great day.